Let's start your next chapter. Sir, simple chapter, people, no complication. Yes, concentrate sometime. Let us do it. Okay. Now, sir, what is this chapter, people? The chapter name is SEBI Issue of Sweaty Equity Regulation 2002. Do you guys remember what and all are the regulations you have studied so far? The names of the regulations? Everything with the year? People do this every day. Try to read 3 regulations. That is what I'm telling you. You guys are like, you are too ambitious. You want everything on one day. That can't happen. It will never happen. 3 days, 3 regulations in one day. Try to go through every day. You will remember. People, that is very important. If you are thinking of writing regulation number, forget it. First, try to remember the regulation, which act it is. Try to remember that. That is very, very important. Don't miss on that. Yes? Okay. People, our next chapter is SEBI Issue of Sweaty Equity Regulations 2002. Okay. Now, people, if people knew what is sweaty equity, then it is clear. Or else, sir, is it a new terminology for people? Have you guys heard of sweaty equity shares? You have heard of it. Okay. You guys have also heard of it. What is sweaty equity? Sweaty equity, heard of it? Partially, yes, sir. Somewhere here and there. What is sweaty equity, people, in your language? Given to the employees. Perfect. Okay. What is ESOP? What is ESOP? Okay. Sweaty equity given to him. What is ESOP? Okay. Sir, remuneration given. Okay. Hardworking employees are rewarded. Okay. Performance based. Okay. Okay. People, I'll is given to hardworking, talented, exceptional. Okay. Okay, people. Now listen carefully. People, ESOP is a tool where a company sees a prospective growth in that person and we do not want him to leave us and go. And it will ideally not be to a specific employee, it will be to a group of employees. Together we give ESOP, and there is all those conditions. He needs to first grant will be there, vesting will be there, after that allotment will be there. So there is a lot of procedure which undergoes under ESOP. Now what do you mean by sweaty equity, people? Nothing doing. Now imagine, people, I'll give you one example. Okay, what was the name of the company? I forget that. Who came up with this Covaxin? Which is that name of the company? Covaxin. Bharat Biotech, correct? Yes, sir. The Bharat Biotech, correct? Yes, sir. Now, people, listen carefully. Now, people, how did they come up with that Covaxin? How? Was it the company only? The drug was found inside the company? Don't you think someone worked behind that? There should be some employee who would have put some efforts to come up with that particular, whatever you call that. What is composition? Yeah. So it has come up with some effort. So imagine, people, in this biotech, there is an employee called Mr. A who has worked really hard, because of which this company was able to come up with the vaccine for COVID, that is your Covaxin. Correct? Agreed, people? Now, what is that benefit biotech got? What is the benefit the biotech got? Sir, for this medicine, they took something called as patent. Now, what will be the benefit of patent, people? Now, what will this company do? They will join hands with other companies. Now, there will be other companies like XYZ, ABC, companies like that. They will buy license from them to manufacture this drug, and even they will sell it. So they will give, say, for example, the price of this particular vaccine is around, say, 1,000 rupees. they will buy this drug at 200 rupees per vaccine. So that 800 rupees, they will take it, 200 rupees, they will pay it as royalty. Yes, sir. Why? Because they hold a patent on it. Now, because of whom did you get the patent? There is a person who has worked really hard called Mr. A. He has given you a patent, that is, which will be benefited for you. It is an asset. Yes. So, sir, he has worked very hard, people. He has done like this. He has done a lot like this. And finally has come up with a drug. So, people, whatever he has put like this. Yes. What is that? Sweat, sir? Worked really hard, sir. So, sir, because he has worked so hard, to make sure we are recognizing his talent, we give him something called as sweat equity share. Is this clear? What is sweat equity share? All of you understood? Yes? Okay. So, difference number one. Second one, people, ESPS, Employees Share Purchase Scheme. There is nothing. You don't do anything. You just work for that company. As a part of public issue, for you, one category will be kept aside. That is, directly you will get your ESPS. End of the day, did you work hard? No, sir. Yes, sir, I did work hard. Interview, I went, no, sir. That and all, I worked hard, no, sir. After that, did you have work hard? Nothing, no. But still, you're getting shares. So, without any effort, also, you may get the shares under your previous chapter. Sir, here, sir, only and only and only those employees who has put their blood and sweat into this, only they will get it. Is this clear? All of you? Pakka? Okay, sir. Now people tell me, people who have seen company law, can I issue shares at discount? I can issue shares at discount. For what, sir? You and your comedy. Last chapter only we saw. We can issue shares at discount. Yeah? People, okay, you guys are telling no, sir, we can't issue shares at discount. Okay, you guys are telling sweat equity is an exception. In the previous chapter also, you issued shares at discount, no? In the previous chapter, okay, differential pricing. You are issuing a discount, no? Didn't you? 1600, you are allotting to 1200. Oh, sir. Sir, we remember, sir. Brains working. Sushant, what is that formula you came up with? I only don't know. 10% can be reduced. People always remember, when I say the literal word discount, discount is used always on face value. People remember, you can never issue shares at discount. Impossible. Meaning what, sir? A company's share is 10 rupees. You cannot sell it at 6 rupees. Impossible. However, in our cases, people, face value is 10. But the market price of the share was 1600. Market price. In that market price, you are decreasing and selling. That is allowed. Face value you cannot decrease and allow. I mean, you cannot sell. So that is not allowed. That is called as discount. So, sir, are you getting the weightage value of our employee under sweat equity? He is the only and only exception under the entire company law who can be allotted shares at discount. You can go even below your face value to allot shares to him. Don't you think he is privileged? Yes? Debt into equity, yes. Creditors also will come into picture. Yes, that is also one of the exception. So with regards to this particular sweat equity, sir, only and only person, sir, where the price can go below your face value. Are you getting this point? Sir, we are giving him full crown, sir. Weightage. Yes, sir. This person is called as, okay, shareholder. Okay. So write down, people. Sweat equity shares. This is in general. In general, what is sweat equity share? Shares allotted to employees. Shares allotted to employees in recognition of their work, in recognition of their work, to retain the employees, to retain the employees who are talented, retain the employees who are talented, as a reward, as a reward for providing, as a reward for providing know-how, know-how, intellectual property right, intellectual property right, also called popularly IPR. Sir, value addition. Value addition. As a reward for providing know-how, intellectual property right, or value addition. It is all or. You need not give everything. Yes, sir. So, as a reward for providing know-how, intellectual property right, or value addition, you will be giving such employees the sweat equity share. This is clear. IPR people, intellectual property rights, it can be anything. If you want, write down patent, based upon the industry you are, copyright, or any other thing. It can be IPRs are all your trademarks, geographical indication, designs, setting up of business entities. Yes, people. Sir, in case of share split, the face value will come down. What is so special about sweat equity apart from giving it for hard work? Okay, Sushma, I have to give you actual industry thing. ESOP, I mean, I'll give you the actual industry terminology. See, ESOP, you will always pay money and take it. ESOP, you will always pay money and take it. Sweat equity, if the company wants, they can even give it to you for free of cost. I repeat, sweat equity can be given to an employee even for free of cost. Now, just giving you an example, a hint of it. Any pharmaceutical company in India, it will be trading in the range of 4,000 to 6,000 on an average, any share price. If it's a very good company, 4,000 to 6,000 is one share. Now imagine for giving a value addition, a vaccine. Imagine if the company allotted him 10,000 shares. I'm giving you very bare minimum. A company got billions worth deal. He is giving just 10,000 share. You try to multiply 10,000 into 6,000 rupees. So that is the value he would have earned. So the entire thing will be free of cost. Getting the point? All of you? Okay, people. So this is general layman terminology. Sir, shares allotted to employees for recognizing his work, to retain him, or as a reward for providing know-how, intellectual property right, value addition. Know-how means people, there might be a process where you would be stuck. Yeah. So know-how is nothing but, it is also called as technical know-how. You're giving some more information which is very crucial to that project. Technical know-how means assume a particular product is stuck, you're giving some more information for that project to move. That is called technical know-how. Know-how is basically you're giving them some essential information required in a particular process. Yes, sir. Value addition, meaning what, people? The process is already there. I'll give you an example. Sir, Nandini product, Nandini milk or Good Life. I believe all of you know the Good Life thing. Yes or no? Good life, you know. Or fruity da, that 10 rupees pack you get. You know something? Yes, sir. People now, Nandini or all these people, they used to sell it under a packaged material only. They used to sell it. Now imagine a particular employee came up with a technology where a milk can be preserved for a period of 90 days. Did you produce milk now? Then you're adding value to the existing product by coming up with a new technology. Don't you think Tetra Pak was the new technology? I'm just giving you an example that has been done by another company called Tetra Pak only. But I'm just giving you an example. Getting the point, all of you? So that is called value addition. Existing, it is there. You are trying to come up with an addition to it. You are adding value to it. That is called value addition. Clear, all of you? Pakka? Okay, sir. Now, sir, what does your primary act say about your sweat equity? Companies Act 2013. Companies Act 2013. Right side, you can use the space. Left side, it's a little less. It is there to write, but not much. Okay, sir. Sir, as per the company law, what is the definition of the sweat equity? Sir, definition, sir, of sweat equity share. Definition of sweat equity share. It is defined under section 2, subsection 88. Section 2, subsection 88. Okay, sir, what do you mean by sweat equity? It is equity shares issued by company. Equity shares issued by company. Equity shares issued by company to directors or employees. Equity shares issued by company to directors, employees at discount or consideration other than cash. At discount or consideration other than cash. For providing same three things. What is that? Technical know-how or know-how. People call both technical know-how, IPR, or value addition. All these three things are or people. You need not give everything. Yes, sir. So what is sweat equity definition, people? Section 2, subsection 88 defines what is sweat equity. Simple. Sir, it is a equity share issued by the company to directors or employees at discount, consideration other than cash for providing technical know-how, IPR, or value addition. Everything should just sit here. Everything in the definition is important. Just remember the three keywords you will remember. To, at, for. To director employees. At discount or consideration other than cash. For providing technical know-how or IPR or value addition. Yes, sir. This is called as what, sir? This is called as sweat equity. Now, in this definition, there are two things which you might be confused, or one. Okay. Now, sir, what do you mean by this consideration other than cash? Is it first time we are seeing? What is consideration other than cash? Okay, now listen carefully. Now listen carefully. Sir, the company, when will the company allot shares? When will the company allot shares? Sir, for the company to allot shares, you have to pay money. You have to give something at least. You have to pay money, or you have to give some assets at least. If you give something in return, they will give you shares, correct? That is when allotment happens. Exercise price also you saw in ESOP. In general scenarios, you have to at least pay money. No, who will give you free of cost? Huh? Who will give you? Will that happen? No, sir. So people, so in all these places, you are giving something and taking your shares. Now people, what do you mean by consideration other than cash? People, you are not paying money. You're not paying money. You're taking shares, but you're not paying money. Then what am I paying, sir? You're paying anything other than cash. You're paying but anything other than cash. Sir, give us example. It can be your services. You're working for them. You're working for them. So for this, you're taking shares. This is called as consideration other than cash. You're not giving them anything which has value as of now. That is, you're not giving them money, assets. You're not giving that. But you're giving something which is non-monetary. That is, you're giving them services. You're working for them. So this is called as consideration other than cash. So sir, can I say this is also forming part of it? Sir, can I say this is also forming part of it? I'm giving you a formula. I'm writing on a cheaty. SL's NHC4 SlC4 plus carbon dioxide. I'm giving you one formula in cheaty. Sir, this cheaty has value? Does this cheaty has value? Is it money? No, sir. But does that cheaty has value? It has value. That is called consideration other than cash. Are you guys understanding? So, sir, it is a equity share which is given at a discount. That is, okay, da, you take. Instead of paying me 10 rupees, pay me 4 rupees. Go da, take. Yeah, I'm taking money, but I'm taking only 4 rupees. 3 rupees. It is your choice. Okay, next one. Don't want at all. You pay me in any other form. That is consideration other than cash. Got both the things, all of you? The other part I've told you. What is technical no IPR and value addition? Okay, done. Sir, the next one, sir, procedure. We will be following the same format. Here, meetings. Here, what will happen? Yes, sir. Okay. Sir, procedure to issue, sir. People's sweaty equity shares is given under section 54 of Companies Act. Okay, sir. Sir, what is the procedure? So the first one is I will hold board meeting. I will conduct a board meeting. Okay, I will hold a board meeting. After that, in this board meeting, sir, in this board meeting, I will call for, there is a lengthy list to write. I will call for general meeting plus I will approve sweaty equity shares. I will call for general meeting plus I'll approve sweaty equity shares. Yes, sir. Okay, sir. So when I want to call for general meeting, I have to give something called as notice of general meeting to shareholders. Notice of general meeting to shareholders. This notice, it shall contain following information. It shall contain following information. What is that information, sir? Very simple. Use your brain and write. That's all. I'm calling shareholders for a meeting. What and all I will include in that particular notice? I need to explain them about this particular sweat equity share. What will I be writing? Just try to think. I'll be telling to whom I am giving this sweat equity share. What is the price I am giving him at? What did he give us? He should have given something. I need to convince my shareholders. No. So what did he give to us? So all this you will be intimating to the shareholders the same thing right now. So number of shares to be issued. What is the current market price? What is the current market price? The next one, consideration or price to be paid, consideration or price to be paid by employees. Consideration or price to be paid by employees. The value of IPR, value addition, your know-how, technical know-how. Yes, sir. Provided by such employee, or it can be director. Next one, sir. Diluted EPS, diluted earning per share, EPS, post issue of shares, IPR. What did I write? IRR, IPR. IPR. Know-how. Whatever we wrote, the same things. Yes, sir. Okay, sir. So, sir, once it is, all this is given in the notice. Yes, sir. We will come to the second step. The second step is holding general meeting. Whenever you want to allot shares, you should always pass a special resolution. So, sir, in general meeting, what am I doing? Pass a special resolution if the allotment is for employees or the directors. If at all the allotment is for the promoters, then ordinary resolution is sufficient. When I say ordinary, a simple majority. That is, I need not have to take 75% of the people's approval, 51%. Whatever the simple majority, that is also sufficient. Yes, sir. So in the resolution, I need to clearly specify. Name of employees, number of shares, consideration to be paid. consideration to be paid. Sir, once this is done, I conduct board meeting. In the board meeting, people, I will allot shares. So the fourth one, there is something called as lock-in. There is something called as lock-in. What is that? Once you get your shares, people, of course, the company would want you to stay back, right? So lock-in again comes into picture just like your ESPS. Once it is allotted, we are bringing in something called as lock-in. The lock-in will be for a period of 3 years. For a period of 3 years from allotment. Clear, all of you? Copied? Done? Yes, everyone done? Okay. So people, what is the process, sir? Sir, first one, people, whatever you saw there, same thing, share-based employee. First, you're conducting a board meeting. In the board meeting, you will identify the employees, what he has given, entitlement, everything is identified now. Whenever you're allotting shares to any person, equity is involved, you are giving it to someone, you need to take shareholders approval. Okay, sir. So I need to call for a general meeting. Now, before calling them, I told you in a place called explanatory statement. Why you are calling them, you need to inform them. So in this information, I'll be telling all this. What is that? Number of shares which we'll be allotting. What is the current market price? What is the price at which we are giving it to them? The value of IPR or the value addition or the know-how, what that particular employee or director has given to us. We need to explain that because of him only we have come up with this vaccine, and we need to clearly specify what is going to be the diluted EPS. What do you mean by this diluted EPS, people? Not important, but just for your information, remember, earning per share. Now today the number of shares in the company was 1 lakh. If at all the company is doing very good, they earn 10 lakh profits. Now 10 lakh after everything divided by 1 lakh, you were getting earning available to your equity shareholder. So that was your EPS. Now people, instead of 1 lakh shares, you are allotting new shares. So that 1 lakh shares will become 1 lakh 10,000. Don't you think the EPS will automatically come down? Definitely, right? Whenever you are issuing more shares, the profit is same, the number of shares are increasing. Now what a equity shareholder was getting, now it will reduce. That is called diluted EPS post issue of shares. You need to give them a clear picture that tomorrow, now once we allot, your earnings will reduce. You need to show it to the employees. You need to show it to the shareholders. That is called the diluted EPS post issue of shares. Yes, not that important, just know it. Okay, sir. Now, people, you are conducting the general meeting. People, if at all you are allotting shares to your employee or directors, you need to pass a special resolution. But if at all such employee or director is also a promoter of the company, you need not have to pass a special resolution. Just an ordinary resolution is sufficient. Technically, people, the promoter is already a shareholder. He will only be already having a majority of the shares. There is no point in getting a special resolution. That is the reason law says if at all it is a promoter, a simple majority is also sufficient to allot him shares. Yes, sir. So, sir, you will pass special resolution or ordinary resolution as the case may be. In that resolution, you have to clearly specify the decision taken by them. You have to clearly specify to whom we are allotting, number of shares we are allotting, what is the consideration if they are paying any. You need to clearly specify. Okay, now the the shareholders have given you the approval. Now you will call again for a board meeting. Now they will actually come up with the process of allotment. Allotment means, people, where you are actually allotting shares to these people. Till now you are only taking approvals. In this process you will allot. Just that, people, in your this particular syllabus they have not given you the forms, but whatever you have filed in your previous chapter, MGT 14, PAS 3, same thing will come here also. Wherever you have filed your this one special resolution, here your MGT 14 will come. Allotment, here allotment of shares, PAS 3 will also come. Just that it is not there in your syllabus, so we are not going in detail. Generally it won't happen. Whenever you come with sweat equity, generally it won't happen that way, because the company will have to spend something outright, just like your ESOP. Again, that pool and all will come. So generally the secondary acquisition does not happen here. They will either allot fresh one, or generally what will happen, the promoters will be there, no, they will give their percentage to the employees. Yeah. Okay, sir. Once the allotment is made, people, such shares shall be logged in for a minimum period of 3 years. Is this clear, all of you? Pakka? Okay. Now, people, I have a doubt. What is that? How will you know how many shares I need to allot you? Sir, the employee has given me value addition. He has given me IPR. How will I know how many shares should I allot you? How will you even tell that is the consideration he has given to this? How will you even tell that? We need something, right? He has given us so much. He has given us IPR, technical know-how, value addition. How will I know the value? There should be something. That is why our next person will come right on the next topic. Valuation of IPR, valuation of IPR, or value addition, or your technical know-how. So to know the value, what he has given to us, sir, we conduct something called as valuation. Sir, from the chapter 1, who is doing our valuation? Merchant banker, sir. So this valuation is carried out by a merchant banker. Okay. Sir, till now, merchant banker was calculating what is the value of the share, because that is his forte. He knows everything about financial market. Now we are talking about Nandini, Tetra Pak. How does the merchant banker know about Tetra Pak market? How does your merchant banker know what is the value of your vaccine? How will he know? It is not his forte at all, no? He doesn't know anything there. What is that chemical? What is this Tetra Pak? Does he know anything there? Nothing he knows. He doesn't know what is the value of the vaccine. 5 ml, 2 ml. Does he know all that? Nothing he knows. Sir, so what does the law say? If he wants, he may consult experts and valuers if needed. So for certain specific industries, his knowledge would not be sufficient. So he can go asking for the help of some experts who know about it. Getting the point, all of you? Third one, a certificate from a chartered accountant that valuation is as per accounting standards. valuation is as per accounting standards. So if they ask you, oh, how is the valuation of the IPR or anything is done, just write down these 3 points. It is carried on by merchant banker. He may consult experts or valuers. At the end of the day, a chartered accountant has to give a certificate that in this valuation process, they have followed accounting standards. If this is done, done. Your valuation is complete. Simple. All of you. Any doubts? Pakka? All of you. Clear? Okay. Sir, now another question. Again related to all the same thing. What? Sir, now valuation is done. Now people, you guys would have passed your journal entries. Debit what comes in, credit what goes out. Now it is change, sir. Increase, decrease. Okay. Now people, you remember your childhood journal entries. Sir, money used to come in. Bank account debit. To whatever goes out. Your share capital. You used to do this. All of you. So sir, whatever is coming in. Correct. So sir, you used to have a accounting treatment. Correct, sir. What the other person is bringing in, you have a accounting treatment. Now in our case, this employee is bringing in something else and all. He's not only bringing money, he's bringing service, IPR, value addition, nonsense and all he's bringing in. How will I show it in my accounts? I should have some treatment for that account. That is your next topic. Write down. Write down the next one. Okay. Right off. Accounting treatment in books of accounts. Accounting treatment in books of accounts. Again, people nostalgic feeling. Why, sir? ये क्वेश्चन हमारा अटेम्प्ट में आया था. Yes, people. It was a chiller question, people. Everyone felt it chiller and they left it and went. This was a bouncer only. Who would think, okay, accounting treatment and all they're asking, they had asked people. So this was our attempt question. See, are you getting how God chosen child I am? This was our questions. Accounting treatment in books of accounts. So sir, now whatever this person is bringing into the company, how will we treat it in our books is what is this particular topic. Okay. Now people, so accounting treatment in books of accounts for shares issued for, if he's, do you guys remember your accounts entry? If at all discount, how will you adjust? You are done, no? You remember? So sir, if at all premium, if at all discount, you remember that? I mean, nothing, nowhere relevant. I'm just asking you, that's all. Now people, accounting treatment in books of accounts for shares issued. Now you only tell, what is that? If he's directly bringing you money, should I teach you? You already have read all this in your accounts. So they are not teaching you if he's bringing money how to treat. They are teaching you if he brings something else apart from money how to treat. Are you getting the point? Yes. It is not that I am not explaining you. Your book only has not given. Don't mistake me. Shantam Papam. Yes. For shares issued for non-cash consideration. Are you getting the logic? If it is for cash, you guys know how to do it. Non-cash, no, is the problem. Okay, sir. Now this non-cash can be of two types. This non-cash consideration, what the employee is giving to the company, are of two types. First one, which takes form of depreciable or amortizable asset. Depreciable or amortizable asset. The law says it shall be carried to balance sheet. It shall be carried to balance sheet as per applicable accounting standards. As per applicable accounting standards. The other one, if it does not take form of, an asset, whatever is given there, same thing, depreciable or amortizable asset. So just write down, it does not take form of asset. It shall be expensed. It shall be expensed as per applicable accounting standards. It will be expensed as per applicable accounting standards. I'll tell you. Hey, did I explain anything in the down part? I'll explain you. Clear all of you? Sir, so simple people. What? Okay, sir, he is bringing in something in the form of non-cash consideration. Okay. Now I have two questions. What is that? What is he bringing in? Sir, he gave me patent, sir. He gave me IPR, sir. He gave me value addition, which is an asset to me. Or sir, he end of the day gave me a product only. It can be any asset also. He gave me anything apart from cash, which I can show it under balance sheet. You can show your patents, you can show all this under your balance sheet. So whatever he is bringing, it is forming part of my assets. So sir, such items, I will show it in my balance sheet. So whatever he has brought in, I will carry forward to my balance sheet. Sir, now what he is bringing in is nothing. He is just bringing in hard effort, salary, sir, remuneration. Where will I show salary in my asset side? Can I show asset, hard work, 1 lakh? Can I write it like that? So, sir, you have no option. You have to treat it as an expense. Where will expense come? Where will asset come? If it is an expense, where will you show? There are two accounts. One is okay. One is your balance sheet. The other one, what is the other one? P&L account. So, sir, whenever there is an expense always comes under your P&L account. Expense will be carried forward to the P&L account. So, examples, it is not in your syllabus. If you want to write down, sir, example here, an employee is bringing in a patent, or it can be any copyright, or it can also be any physical asset. For example, he has come up with a bike which gives you a really excellent mileage. Sir, Ola, sir, electric bike. Isn't it any invention? It has a value, no, here. It is a physical asset. Yes, sir. So that it goes to your balance sheet. Sir, this one, it is basically your paid in lieu of salary or services. So things like this, it will be treated as an expenditure. Any doubts? Clear? So sir, accounting treatment in the books of accounts. Accounting treatment in the books of accounts. You will carry forward to P&L. So it will be charged as P&L account only in your journal entries. Rating the point. So sir, if at all it is forming a part of an asset, you will carry forward it to the balance sheet as per accounting standards. If it is not forming part of an asset, yes sir, it will be taken as an expense. You will ideally treat it as your expense in your P&L account. Clear? Is this clear? Pakka? Okay. Any other doubts? Any doubts? No doubts? Okay. Write down the next one. Pricing of sweat equity share. Pricing of sweat equity share. Pricing. Average of weekly high and low of closing price of such equity share during the last 6 months preceding the relevant date or average of weekly high and low of closing price of such equity share during 2 weeks preceding the relevant date. 2 weeks preceding the relevant date. Whichever is higher. Sir, here we have written something called as relevant date. What do you mean by relevant date? Relevant date means, people, 30 days prior to general meeting of shareholders where the approval was taken. You have taken the approval, no? Sir, can we allot shares to them? That whenever you conducted that general meeting, 30 days before that day is called as relevant date. So 30 days before your general meeting is called as relevant date. Okay. So now what is this, sir? Average of weekly high and low of closing price of such equity share for your last 6 months, or average weekly high and low of closing price of such shares during the 2 weeks preceding the date. Sir, whichever is higher. Now, sir, how do I calculate this, sir? Can you see this here? Volume analysis. Can you see this volume analysis? So sir, in that volume analysis, see that 1 week average. Can you see that 1 week average? Yes sir, that I believe how much? 57 lakh and 36 lakh. So it says you what is the purchase, what is the sale that has happened. Sir, volume analysis people, it will give you what is the number of price it has been traded, what is the number of shares purchased, number of shares sold of this particular company. Yes, sir, it gives you volume analysis as well as price analysis. Are you getting the point? So, sir, what I will do, I will take the average of such particular things. I'll come back here and I will show you something called as, where is that? Okay. Can you see that people, something called as L and H? L means people, in this 52 weeks, what was the least price? H means in that 52 weeks, what was the highest price of this particular share? I can get it for week, day, month, 6 months, year. Yes, sir. Now see, the first one shows me what is 1 day's, today's least traded price. Today it was available for 1676 least. Highest was 1707. Yes. Now compare your formula. What does it say? Average of weekly high and weekly low. Now whatever we saw was for day. That you will take for 1 week. What is the highest price? What is the lowest price? You will take an average. Yes, sir. That you will do it for the last 6 months. Are you getting the point? So average of weekly high and low of closing prices of such equity shares during the last 6 months. Now people, whatever we have seen here is 1 day. Now whatever you have seen here is 1 day 52 week. This you have to take it for 6 months. Yes, sir. What is the highest price? What is the lowest price? You do it divided by 2, you will get that particular answer. Yes, sir. So in this case, it is 1051 plus 1848 divided by 2. Whatever is that middle price, that is called average price for 52 weeks. Are you getting the point? Now, for example, if I have to find the average price for 1 day, do 1676 plus 1707, 1676 plus 1707 divided by 2. So sir, for today, 1 day average price is this, whatever you are seeing. Now do this 1051 plus 1848 divided by 2. So this is average price for 52 weeks. 1449 is average price for 52 weeks. How much you want? Average price for 6 months. So in the same way, you will get a data. You will add the highest price. You will add the least price. You will do an average. You will get the data. Getting the point, all of you. So sir, one is 6 weeks. The other one is 2 weeks. The same formula, whichever is higher. That will be the pricing of sweaty equity share. Is this clear, all of you? Understood, all of you? Sir, now you guys can have a question. What is that? Sir, there are 2-3 stock exchanges. Which stock exchange should I consider? Bombay Stock Exchange is there. National Stock Exchange is there. So whenever we are considering people, we always take that stock exchange which has recorded the highest volume of trade. If National Stock Exchange, the trade was say 50 lakh shares. Bombay Stock Exchange, the trade was 60 lakh shares. You will take the data of Bombay Stock Exchange. So whichever stock exchange has the highest trading volume, you will take, that is market capitalization basically. So whichever has the maximum, you take their particular data. Are you getting the point? Highest trading volume, you will be considering that particular stock exchange. Is this clear? Okay. Yes, people. Sir, what did we see? We saw introduction. Generally, we saw sweat equity. We saw Companies Act. Things to be mentioned in the notice. The resolution should clearly specify. People, I told you one thing, I will relate it to you in the next chapter also. Issue of sweat equity shares is not a preferential allotment within the meaning of preferential issue. In employees, you saw in ESOP also. Why, sir? ICDR regulations are applicable for that. It is altogether a different procedure. So, both common points. Preferential issue is not even considered as ESOP or not even considered as sweat equity. Clear? Huh. Sir, applicability, people, it applies to only listed companies. Sir, for unlisted companies, people, company law is applicable. Sir, what if the company is proposed to be listed, on the verge of listing? It is going to list. Even if a company is going to list, people, that is, it is in the process of listing, even there, your SEBI regulations only will apply. So if you are a listed company or if you are in the process of listing, SEBI regulations will apply. Is this clear? Generally, NSE will have the maximum trading volume. Maximum trading volume generally will be with NSE. Sir, lock-in, sir, 3 years. Valuation of intellectual property, people, we have done merchant banker, experts and chartered accountant. People, price, relevant date. Okay. People, there is something called as ceiling on managerial remuneration. We'll see. Sir, we have seen some. Okay, people, for company law students, you remember something called as managerial remuneration section 197? That 10%, 5%, 1%, 11%. You remember? Chill. They will not ask you a question here. Yes, people, whatever are the shares allotted to you, these shares form part of your managerial remuneration as well. These shares form part of that 10%, 5%, 1%. I hope you are able to connect today, company law students. Same in corporate accounting. You are able to connect, people, whatever that 5%, that maximum managerial remuneration, if you are giving that employee instead of money, sweat equity, even that will also be considered as his remuneration only. Getting the point? For non-company law students, people, in company law, there is something called as maximum limit on what is the remuneration that you can pay to your directors. Yeah, whole-time director, managing director, for them you cannot pay how much ever you want. There is a limit on it. Okay, sir. Okay, you're telling that there is a limit on how much I can pay. Okay, I will pay money as per that limit. Beyond that limit, I will allot him shares. That I can do, sir? No. So company law says this is the maximum you can pay. How much, people? I'm just telling you very vaguely. Assume it is 11%. Whatever is the profits you make in the year, 11% of the profits you can pay. If you have made 1 crore as your profits, the maximum director's remuneration can be 11%. That is 11 lakhs. Clear? Okay. Sir, I will pay them money 11 lakhs. Extra, I will give them shares. Can I do that? No. Shares form part of that remuneration. It is money plus shares. That is what is given here. Is this clear? People, what is this power to relax strict enforcement of the regulation? Tell me the points. Relaxation for 12 months. Okay. 1 lakh should be paid if it is you are making an application. What was that word? Dabba, lunchbox. Regulatory sandbox or a readily available model, technology in a securities market. We have covered almost all of you. Cut, copy, paste. People, good Good news, people. Chapter over. Chapter over, people. Go do Tyohar. Sir, we are the happiest souls in this world, sir. What are you saying, sir? You just taught 3 topics. Chapter over. See, that's all. I'm telling you. That's all chapter. I told you. Going forward like this chapter will go. Okay. Yeah, people. Salary is paid. Okay, something. Okay, wait. It is going up. Wait. Salary is paid by company. How employee brings it in as non-cash consideration. Okay. See, generally, employee has worked for you. You will be paying him cash. That is salary. You will be treating it as an expense in your P&L account. That is the reason you will be seeing it in your P&L account. Salaries. Now, he is giving you. He is working for you. But you are not paying him salary. Cash is not going from your account. How will you treat it? Are you getting the scenario, Shrivas? Sir, if I didn't pass any of the executives within 1 year of the clearing CSET, do I have to write CSET once again? No, Sitara. Nothing to do with your CSET. Once you clear his CSET, it's forever. No other. Once done, always done. Clear? Chapters should be like this. Company did not pay salary. But they are giving him shares. That is called sweat equity component. So instead of salary, they are giving him shares. Instead of salary, they are giving him shares. Any doubts, people? Not all the chapters are like this, people. Once in a while, you will get like this. Don't expect everything like this, yeah? Chalo, people. Okay, let us meet tomorrow, people. Good night. Do revise, people. Before sleeping, at least what we have written, half an hour go through. Chalo. Okay, bye-bye. See you.